After Florida voter scandal erupts, Trump drops the Washington hammer. Trump has weighed in on the Broward County election mess, telling Floridians to take heart because he's sending lawyers down there that will expose the Democrats' fraud. First, from last night. Heavy check mark real Donald Trump. Law enforcement is looking into another big corruption scandal having to do with election fraud in Broward and Palm Beach. Florida voted for Rick Scott. And then from today. The first one is a hilarious troll. Heavy check mark real Donald Trump. You mean they are just now finding votes in Florida and Georgia, but the election was on Tuesday? Let's blame the Russians and demand an immediate apology from President Putin. Trump mocks Democrats for sending Marc Elias, the lawyer behind the infamous Russia Dossier, and then suddenly finding new votes. Trump says he will send better lawyers to expose their fraud. Heavy check mark real Donald Trump. As soon as Democrats sent their best election-stealing lawyer, Marc Elias, to Broward County, they miraculously started finding Democrat votes. Don't worry, Florida, I am sending much better lawyers to expose the fraud. And the rest. Rick Scott was up by 50,000 votes on Election Day, now they found many votes and he is only up 15,000 votes. The Broward effect. How come they never find Republican votes? Heavy check mark real Donald Trump. Mayor Gillum conceded on Election Day and now Broward County has put him back into play. Bill Nelson conceded election, now he's back in play? This is an embarrassment to our country and to democracy. Technically Nelson never conceded his election. Trump is mistaken. Heavy check mark real Donald Trump. In the 2016 election I was winning by so much in Florida that Broward County, which was very late with vote tabulation and probably getting ready to do a number, couldn't do it because not enough people live in Broward for them to falsify a victory. Heavy check mark real Donald Trump. Thank you Marco Rubio for helping to expose the potential corruption going on with respect to election theft in Broward and Palm Beach counties. The world is now watching closely. I like that he thanks Marco Rubio. He's really been on top of exposing this and engaging people who can intervene and hopefully stop the madness. In very much related news, Rubio has been tweeting on this today as well. See his tweets below. Heavy check mark Marco Rubio. The incompetence of the violation of Florida reporting requirements by Broward County Elections Department could impact more than just the outcome. The last thing our already dangerously divided nation needs is an important election one half our people believe was rigged by the other one half. Heavy check mark Marco Rubio. Recounts in close races are automatic under Florida law. I support a Florida count 2018 100%. What is happening in Broward County isn't about a recount? As Dem lawyer said, we're doing this not just because it's automatic, but we're doing it to win. Heavy check mark Marco Rubio. Under Florida law, county must upload by 7 p.m. day before election all early votes canvassed tabulated by end of early voting report results within 30 minutes of polls close. 60 hours after that deadline only one of 67 counties is still counting early votes, Broward County. Twitter adds info and privacy. Heavy check mark Marco Rubio. Under Florida law, county must upload by 7 p.m. day before election all early votes canvassed tabulated by end of early voting report results within 30 minutes of polls close. 60 hours after that deadline only one of 67 counties is still counting early votes, Broward County. Heavy check mark Marco Rubio. Early voting in Broward County ended 108 hours ago. Every other county, including neighboring Miami-Dade which had 100,000 more votes cast, was able to canvass, tabulate report to state by deadline. But Broward still hasn't finished. Won't disclose how many ballots are left. Heavy check mark Marco Rubio. How can anyone have confidence that the Broward County election supervisor will be fair when last night she made clear her personal animus toward Governor Scott towards the state's top law enforcement agency when she claimed he owns the Florida Department of Law Enforcement? Alex Harris. Heavy check mark Harris-Alex. He owns the FDLE, Snipes said. Wouldn't answer more questions on the lawsuit investigation. I'm not prepared to have that conversation right now. https twitter.com/stevebusquets/status/1060706130924654593. Heavy check mark Marco Rubio. Not very comforting to Florida voters that Broward County supervisor, in whose hands may rest outcome of Senate cabinet race, has in the past 1. Illegally destroyed ballots. 2. Secretly opened mail ballots. 3. Sent voters too many ballot pages. 4. Left const question off ballot. And lastly, there's one more tweet from Rick Scott since I last posted his tweets. Heavy check Marc Scott for Florida. I am asking the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to investigate this election immediately. No ragtag group of liberal activists or lawyers from D.C. will be allowed to steal this election from the voters in the state of Florida. As we reported earlier, Trump has warned of what was happening in the Florida election and isn't going to let it slide. President Trump said Friday that bad things are happening in Florida regarding the vote counts in the highly contested Senate race. All of a sudden they're finding votes out of nowhere, the president told reporters outside the White House. There have been bad things that have gone on in Broward County, really bad things. Mr. Trump said both Broward County and its elections supervisor Brenda Snipes has a horrible history with accurately reporting voter counts. In May, a Florida judge determined Ms. Snipes broke the law by destroying ballots in a 2016 congressional race. Governor Rick Scott, the Republican nominee in the Senate race, claimed rampant voter fraud could be happening in Palm Beach and Broward counties. Senator Marco Rubio, Florida Republican, said the country's violated election law by not finalizing the vote count yet. The president also accused Broward County officials of being connected to the phony Steele dossier, which contained unverified allegations linking President Trump to Russia, and Fusion GPS, the research firm that helped assemble the dossier. I think that people have to look at it very, very cautiously, Mr. Trump said.